got to talk Birds, right? It's game 5. They have yet to put together a good 4 quarters in the game. So is this team worse than their record says they are, is the question.
It's a good question. It's yes and no, and shame on me for saying yes or no. But you have to give this team credit because they found ways to win against really good football teams up until yesterday. So it is a skill to figure out a way to win, even if you're not firing on all cylinders. So that's part of the answer to that question. The other answer is yes, I do believe that they're not as good as their record says, and I do think that they actually need it to get, quote, punched in the mouth. And they finally got punched in the mouth yesterday, right? You can only win so many times in a row where you start to ignore some of the things that you need to fix and rectify on game tape. So I think I'm trying to convince myself that it was a good loss. That's where I'm at for the moment with this Eagles team, but it was ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. So the offensive coordinator taking the heat, of course, for the game plan, especially in the fourth quarter, way more passes than running plays. What are your thoughts on the play calling there?
It's horrendous, and it's been horrendous all season. It goes back to what I just said about how this team has just sort of been figuring out ways to get wins all season long. But yeah, you have a guy in Kevin Petula that's never called plays in his life. You have a guy in Jalen Hurts that's dealing with another new play caller and offensive coordinator. And be careful what you wish for, Eagles fans and A.J. Brown, right? We're clamoring for this team to throw the ball more. Okay, you want to throw the ball more? Well, this is what happens. And, Saquon Barkley, where is he? I asked where Kyle Schwarber is. Saquon Barkley, 18 for 60, 22 for 88, 18 for 46, 19 for 43, 6 for 30. That's his stats. He has yet to get 100 yards rushing coming off of that historic season. So we need to find ways to get Saquon Barkley the ball. Careful what we wish for Kevin Petula. He needs to figure out how to get good at this job, and he needs to figure it out quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people with Saquon on their fantasy team not so happy about that as well. Okay. So
No.
do you put the loss more on the offense or defense for this one?
Oh, man, it's I mean, pick a card, any card. But for me, you can absolutely say the defense, right? Because you're blowing a 14-point lead against a young quarterback on the road in Bo Nix, right? There's no wrong answer here, but it's the offense, right? Like this team is at its best when they build leads. They go into the second half, third and fourth quarter. They're feeding the rock to Saquon Barkley. They're milking the clock, and that only makes your defense better. When you start to pass the ball more, you're sending out your defense more often. They get tired, and it impacts them on that side of the ball as well. So for me, the bread and butter of this Eagles team is the ground game, and they need to get back to it.